I would honestly say that Bombay is a really fast-paced work environment. Try to see if you can work few years in Bombay. People are there to work hard. It's a very difficult city in certain ways, very expensive, real estate, etc. So unless you're hardworking, you would not be there. Real estate is like crazily expensive. A middle class in Bangalore which can afford a 1200 square feet 2-bedroom, same people are probably living in a 600 square feet in Bombay, right? Number of high quality apartment complexes in Bangalore I think is phenomenal.
Which city do you prefer, Mumbai or Bangalore? Hi guys, welcome to another episode of On the Way with Shesh. So Shesh, now that you've just landed from Mumbai in Bangalore and given the fact that you're spending a lot of time in Bombay as well, what do you think is a better city, Mumbai or Bangalore from a lifestyle point of view?
For different people it can mean different things. Before getting into real perspective, I would honestly say that Bombay is a really fast-paced work environment. I've lived in New York as well. Very much comparable to that. I would say for everybody in their career, it's always good if they work in Bombay for a few years. There is so much to learn. I wouldn't think there's any other place in India that can match up to that. Fast-paced environment, people are ambitious, people are there to work hard. It's a very difficult city in certain ways, very expensive, real estate, etc. So unless you're hardworking, you would not be there. I would honestly recommend to everybody in your 20s, try to see if you can work few years in Bombay. Of course, if somebody is in tech, etc., there's probably more happening in Bangalore. But if you're on the business side, you should definitely spend some time in Bombay. I would say that's more from a career perspective. For a super wealthy people, right, like the billionaires, etc. See, Bombay has like the highest number of billionaires in India. And there are many localities where there's a good concentration of very wealthy people. And I would say for really rich people, Bombay is a great place because it's a good concentration of similar people for them. They could interact with the similar likes of people, the best restaurants, the best clubs, the highest end, the things that serve them is very much available in Mumbai. Start going down, right, from the super rich to this ultra HNIs to you start going towards HNI. So when you're HNI also, I think Bombay is great. Moment, I think upper middle class, I would say. For an upper middle class, Bombay and Bangalore are both like, I wouldn't say too much of a difference. I think they can achieve similar lifestyle in both the places. And the lower middle class of a Bombay, their lifestyle, the kind of house they have, the commute they've got, a lower middle class is almost living like a poor of Bangalore. So I've spoken to lower middle class people who are like, hey, you know what, we have such a small house. When we sleep, like some of us end up sleeping in the kitchen as well, which I think in Bangalore, a lower middle class, maybe it's much lower, right? Because real estate is like crazily expensive. A middle class in Bangalore which can afford a 1200 square feet 2-bedroom, same people are probably living in a 600 square feet in Bombay, right? And for a Bangalorean, a 600 square feet is very less. And so I think that commute and housing makes a significant amount of lifestyle impact for a lot of people who are middle class and lower middle class. For super rich, it doesn't matter, right? Of course, a super rich can buy a great house in Bangalore as well, but I think there's a lot more to do in Bombay. So that's how I would kind of see. But of course, there are other factors. Like I said, hey, you want to become an actor, you have to probably go to Bombay, right? You want to be in entertainment world, right? And business world, there's so much to learn there. Like I said, somebody wants to be a wealth manager, there's a lot more wealth in Bombay. I think career choices sometimes also, what field you're chosen. I would say within that field, which city is doing well. You want to be in finance, you want to be an investment banker. Bombay has so much to offer. Purely like-to-like lifestyle perspective, I think number of high-quality apartment complexes in Bangalore, I think is phenomenal. It's really high, and as we see, we are like coming from the airport. Even these areas, so many really high-end apartment complexes are coming, right? And they are generally more affordable, right? There are a lot of apartments at 50 lakh range in Bangalore. Even at a 60, 70 lakhs, you get really, really good apartments in Bangalore, right? That's really not possible in Bombay.
So Shesh, what are your favorite posh areas in Mumbai to hang out in?
Let's say from a real estate perspective, what are the wealthy areas? So South Bombay obviously is where the most famous house of India, Antilla, Mukesh Ambani's house, right? In a way that is located. And that's a That's one part of South Bombay. A lot of wealthy people live there in South Bombay. In fact, originally a lot of South Bombay people say South Bombay is the only Bombay because during the British era, the South Bombay was the Bombay. When you go further from South Bombay, that was not Bombay. And so there is Nariman Point, Kolaba, the Taj is there. A lot of famous cafes like Leopold Cafe, etc. is there. So it's a great place to hang out in the night as well. I would say there is a lot of good nightlife that is available in the South Bombay area, especially towards Kolaba, etc. Right, Leopold Cafe and all is like really open till late in the evening, and there are a lot of sea view restaurants, etc. Then I would say most likely after Mukesh Ambani's house, most likely it's the Shah Rukh Khan's house that's most popular, right? And that's there in Bandra Bandstand. And Bandra is a place where Bandra and Pali Hill is right next to it. And so and then right after Pali Hill you get Juhu. That whole belt, Juhu, Pali Hill, Bandra, that is a very posh area, and a lot of celebrities, especially people from the entertainment world, there are more people who live in this zone. So, and very interestingly, compared to, let's say, like a Bangalore, I would say the poshest neighborhood to live would be, let's say, Sadashiv Nagar. But nobody goes and hangs out in a Sadashiv Nagar, right? We don't go to Sadashiv Nagar. But in Bombay, these posh neighborhoods, like you will always see people in front of Shah Rukh Khan's house. People just go to Bandra to hang out because Bombay also has sea. So Juhu, Pali Hill has this Carter Road, and then Bandra, the seaside there also, people are always hanging out. I think that gets a lot more celebrity feeling, right? So that brand value for these areas are way higher. I don't think there is any location in Bangalore which you can compare to say, to say that, hey, my house is in Pali Hill. That kind of a saying, to an extent, maybe Sadashiv Nagar can compare, but that also I don't think compares anywhere close to what Bombay is. And that's what I would say from I think these are the areas, and there are a lot of other upcoming areas towards Powai and all. They are more comparable to Whitefield of Bangalore, etc. They are upcoming areas, but the old areas that I mentioned, these are the real posh areas of Bombay.
Thanks, Shesh. That was very insightful and very in-depth. On a personal note, which city do you prefer, Mumbai or Bangalore?
This is a very, very tough question. For me personally, I think in fact, this is the fact also, I've chosen a life now where I live in both the cities. My family is in Bangalore. I think the kind of apartment complex, etc. we have in Bangalore, at the stage where my kids are today, right? My son is 4 years, daughter is 7 years. At this stage, the kind of apartment complexes, etc. and facilities that Bangalore has for growing up kids, it's unbeatable. So for me, at this stage where my kids are, Bangalore is the place. As a parent, the first thing is really where is the right place for your kids to be, right? And but I would say, if I was much older or much younger, didn't have kids, I don't know if the answers would have been different. But Bangalore is a city that is growing percentage-wise, right? Bangalore has been growing a lot, and Bangalore's economy is doing quite well, and Bangalore has its own opportunities in real estate, etc. Purely speaking, for me personally, my career is a lot about real estate, and real estate needs a lot of capital. So for me, when it comes to real estate, it's the Bangalore. Bangalore has the bigger real estate opportunity, commercial office space opportunities, etc. From my perspective, but access to capital, HNIs, family offices, people who actually understand real estate, right? The ones who, from an investor's perspective, right? They are more in Bombay, right? So for me, that's why it's important to be in Mumbai, to meet these families, meet these decision makers, fund managers, etc., whom I need to spend time with. I think from a career perspective, for me, splitting between the two kind of makes sense. See, Bangalore 20 years back, Bangalore honestly didn't have the kind of restaurants and all we are having now. I think last 10 years has seen a huge boom. And post-pandemic, of course, the 2020 pandemic happened. Maybe after that, 1.5 years, nothing much was happening. But I think somewhere in 22, things started zooming. So many new restaurants, amazing stuff is coming up in Bangalore. I think lifestyle as Bangalore is catching up. I don't think any other city which would have seen an explosion of restaurants like these. But Bombay has a lot of really older ones like Candies, Leopold Cafe. They are all decades old. There are some really good Parsi restaurants, etc. There are really famous legendary restaurants I think Bombay has way more than Bangalore, like really, really legendary restaurants. So I think both have their own fun to offer, and I'm really happy and glad that I'm able to see the best of both the cities.
So Shesh, if you had a free Sunday in Bangalore, how would you choose to spend it?
See, this is, I would say, one of the best ways to spend Sunday in Bangalore, which a lot of people are aware, but not everybody in Bangalore knows this. I would say this is not a secret, but not everybody is aware of it. I think the best place to hang out in Bangalore, if you kind of want to spend that whole day, is Kaban Park. Kaban Park. Basically, I have kids. I go with my kids. My daughter will do skating. My son would want to do cycling. Or if you just want to walk around, you want to just play frisbee, hang out, you can pretty much do anything you want. And you've got this huge, 100-acre plus area right in the center of the city, right where the Kaban Park exists. And the good thing that the government has done also is that the traffic is stopped on Sundays, and I think even on regular general holidays also, I believe the traffic is not allowed. So Kaban Park has roads that go through it, right? On a normal weekday you will see traffic going through Kaban Park, but on Sunday it's all stopped. So on all these roads you can so that means like the traffic is not coming in. And Bangalore of course has great weather. And so I would love to start my day and spend whatever time in Kaban Park. There is a nice dog park as well. You'll see like some of the most different breeds of dogs. Like people are all proud dog parents. They love to get their dogs there. And even though like we don't have dog, we love to just go and hang out there. My kids love running behind all these dogs. So we kind of go to the dog park. And a lot of times I bump into a lot of people whom I know and end up talking about different things. Then I think beyond that, good thing is that since this is in the center of the city, you have got so many more options. Like let's say now you are hitting, it depends, you went early in the morning, you want to go for a brunch. A lot of really good star hotels of Bangalore are just in the CBD itself. Marriott has like a really good brunch option available. Be it Ritz-Carlton has good options available. All these really good star hotels, right, are in and around. So if that's the mood, you want to go for a brunch, you have Taj Western also has really good brunch available. And all of them, of course it depends on what you want to do. You're in a mood to really relax, have some beer and cocktails, etc. They also have these cocktail options. So we sometimes choose, depending on the situation, to go for a brunch and maybe with cocktail, etc. Those options exist. Or you want to don't want to really spend a lot of money. There are amazing dosa options, etc. available, right? Like you've got airline hotel. There are a lot of really nice breakfast places available. Balal restaurant is there. Ajanta hotel is there. These are like these older restaurants of Bangalore. Honestly, I wonder, hey, you know what? They have priced it so reasonably, right, for what they offer. So that's the whole Bangalore style. A typical Bangalorean, old school Bangalorean, of course, wouldn't go to this 5-star hotel. That's a little bit of a modern phenomenon. They would go to this Balal hotel. They have got some breakfast buffet kind of a things, etc. I think really to go to some of these places, have these breakfasts, I think that's one of the really nice things to do. And of course, beyond that, you can end your evening with a lot of these good lakes are there. We would like to go around that for a walk, etc. Or a lot of times, Bangalore has these large malls, right? Of course, while I'm not so much of a big shop, I may not really go to the malls for shopping, but I think a lot of these good malls, it's good to go for a restaurant and you look at Orion Mall or look at Mall of Asia. You can just walk around, go to the restaurant, and because in the evening, I think on a Sunday evening, traffic starts increasing. Right, so a lot of times if you're in a big mall like Mall of Asia or something, you're kind of off the traffic, right? Once you've parked your car, you can hang out, you can go to Orion Mall. There are a lot of things you can do. A lot of times we end up doing it. Sometimes, maybe go for a movie in the evening. I think a lot of, I think PVR has different grades of theaters. There are some high-end theaters as well. Sometimes you want to relax. I think that also becomes a good option for us. And of course, if you want to hang out with the friends in the evening, go to a place with live music in the evening, settle down in the evening. There are a lot of really good live music restaurants out there. We will kind of see what's happening in and around and go there. I think that's also a good way to kind of wind down the evening.
So guys, that was another episode of On the Way with Shesh. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for another video coming out next Tuesday.